Did you know the Piermont Marsh is critical habitat for the lower part of the Hudson River? In fact, the Piermont Marsh is one of only 5 salt marshes left in the entire Hudson River Estuary. When you are walking next to it, you can't see much, but from up here at Tallman Mountain, you can see all 1,017 acres. But the best way to see the marsh is in a boat. So let's go for a paddle. A salt marsh is a low, flat area of land that is flooded by the tide twice a day. At high tide, water fills channels all through the entire marsh. As the tide gets lower, the water drains out, leaving many channels dry. Take a close look at these pictures. You are seeing a series of photographs taken in the same spot at different tide levels. Now look at the plants. Most plants live their entire lives either in water or on land. But marsh plants are different. They live in the water for some part of the day and on land for other parts of the day. Since we are near the mouth of the Hudson River, our part of the river has some salt in it, so the plants have to be able to tolerate that as well. This makes the habitat in the Piermont Marsh very special and unique. The tall plants you see all through the marsh are called Phragmites. These are hardy, tough plants that grow well in the salty water. They are so tough that this invasive species has displaced many of the other marsh plants that once grew here. The marsh is full of winding, quiet channels that offer shelter and protection from the wind and waves in the open river. Even when the water on the river is rough, the marsh is quiet and calm. Young fish spend their early lives here in the safe, shallow water, where larger fish cannot come and eat them. Birds hide their nests in the quiet of the marsh, safe from storms and from many predators, but near many good things to eat. Other birds use the Piermont Marsh to stop and rest as they migrate in the spring and fall. When the water is lower, you can see the roots of the marsh, which are home to many creatures as well. Muskrats and snails, crabs and mussels make their homes here, and larger wading birds like egrets and herons stand on this root complex and wait for something delicious to swim by. The Piermont Marsh is protected land. It is part of the Hudson River National Estuarine Research Reserve. Although the marsh is protected, human beings still threaten the marsh. Pollution, including plastics from all over our communities, wash into the marsh every time it rains. Other forms of pollution, development in the surrounding areas, as well as changes to our climate, sometimes cause damage to the marsh. Protecting it further is important. Creatures from all over the area depend upon it. So next time you are near the Piermont Marsh, stop and take a look at this important habitat right in our own community.